At Santa Ana Unified School District, our students don't just learn about our city's history, they get to learn from the people who experienced it themselves. This summer, students in the People's History of Orange County class toured Santa Ana's Little Texas neighborhood, a historically African American neighborhood that is home to several significant events in Orange County history. Our students had the opportunity to learn some of those stories from the people who experienced them, like Dorothy Mulkey, whose personal battle for an apartment for her growing family changed housing opportunities for all Californians. Here's just a piece of her story in her own words.
My name is Dorothy Mulkey, and in 1963, before you or your parents were even born, this place was brand new, and I tried to rent a space, an apartment upstairs. And on the phone, they told me it was fine, come for the interview. So my husband and I came, and I could see from one of the curtains, the lady was observing us. Now, my husband, mind you, is a very fair-complected man, but she had no doubt about me. So it went from, come on for the interview, to, you're 5 minutes too late. We just rented the apartment. Well, the strange thing about that was, my husband was a mail carrier, and these apartments were on his route, and he knew they were all vacant. But from the time that she saw us at the window till we got to the door, they had all been rented. Can you believe that? So anyway, we left defeated, but that was not the end of the story, because then we went a couple of blocks, and can you believe the same story? We were just 5 minutes too late to rent. So we went to an NAACP meeting, and we told our story about how we had tried to rent 3 apartments, and they were all taken, and the reason was because we were not the right color. California had just adopted Proposition 14, which said that a landlord can rent to whomever he wants. So it's that premise that we were denied, because they didn't base it on our ability to pay. They didn't base it on whether I was a good person or not. It was simply because I'm a person of color. So after a few meetings, the NAACP, the ACLU, and a bunch of high-profile attorneys took our case to the California Supreme Court. They upheld the decision. They said, in California, you can rent to whomever, no problem, go home and sit down. But I didn't want to go home and sit down, because I wanted a place for my young baby. So the case ended up in the U.S. Supreme Court. We won the case. It took 3.5 years to go through the legal system. What happened in the meantime, the landlord here had already called and said, you know, we've had a change of heart. You can move in now. I'm going, wait a minute, I'm still black. Well, what's, he goes, well, if I don't rent to you, I'm going to lose my building. I'm going, oh, so now the story has changed. So we moved in upstairs. No one had ever occupied. It was a new building. So I guess my question to you is, how determined are you to do what's right? Don't let anyone stop you, and be prepared to pay the price. When we were going through this journey, people were not nice to us. They did everything possible to intimidate us. But guess what? This little country girl from Kentucky said, no, you're not stealing my dream. I still have the feeling that things can get better. They have to get better, because the civil rights movement that was active back then is active today. If we stick together, if we share ideas, if we love on each other, even though we may be different, it's okay. Love someone that's different. Be good to them.
Dorothy's persistence led to a U.S. Supreme Court victory, overturning Proposition 14 and contributing to the end of redlining across the country. This landmark decision enabled families of color to pursue housing beyond the confines of segregation. Today, Dorothy continues to inspire through her stories in Little Texas, reminding us of the enduring power of courage and collective action against injustice. Her legacy is a beacon for our ongoing quest for equity and inclusion. The SAUSD community and our society as a whole owe Dorothy tremendous gratitude. Thank you, Dorothy, from the bottom of our heart. SAUSD. Step towards a brighter future. Imagine the unimaginable.